about the introduction to data analysis, what steps are involved in data analysis process. And from today, we are going to start our regular class. In previous class, I have also give you the introduction to Excel and show you how Excel is helping in data analysis, right? So first, let me revise what we have covered in first class. So I told you that Microsoft Excel is a powerful tool which is helped in different domains like for data organization, analysis, and visualizations. We have it is widely used in various tasks, like we can organize our data using different formats, right? It can hold text, numbers, formulas, and these cells are organized into worksheets, right? So the main features for data analysis include the organization of data, like how we can sort, how we can filter our data. And then we have the feature of functions, right? We have different functions which are already built in data are provided by Microsoft Excel that can be applied on different data formats. Like we can apply on different data types like strings, which are the text data, and we can also apply on the integers. We have Boolean values, we have date and time, different data formats are there. And also we have the visualization, like charts are there, pivot charts, pivot tables, right? We have different things for data analysis using Microsoft Excel. Okay, so in data analysis, the steps which we have covered in our first class, what are the steps included? The first step is the data collection, right? So Excel is a data storage format file system which contains the data in the form of sheets, and that sheet we call it as a table, right? So we can collect our data, and then we can explore, we can clean our data, we can analyze our data using different functions, and then we can manipulate, we can use pivot tables to get the summary of the data. Like summarization tool is the pivot tables, right? And then we can visualize our data using different charts. We have conditional format conditions, right? So here in the first lecture, we discussed about the basic functions, like how we can add different numbers using the sum function. We have average function. We have different basic functions, like how we can find the maximum from a range, how we can find the minimum. All things we will do in our practical session. And these are some other functions, like how we can combine different contents of the different columns. We can count how many numbers are there, how many records are there. Like we have different count functions. We have count a function which can count as well as the blank and text values, and the count blank is used to find the blank values. Count if function is there, which contains any condition. If the condition is true, then it will count the numbers, right? And we have if condition. If functions are there, where first we will give a logical condition. If the condition is true, then it will give the result, right? And we have some text functions, like how we can find the numbers from the left, how we can find the numbers from the right. We can give the lower case and uppercase using on the different text functions, right? And we have the median and sum functions. So different functions are there. Function is a very much important topic because it provides a built-in functionality. The programming part is already written. We have to just apply that function for a particular task, right? So first we have to work on different functions, and then we will go towards the cell referencing topic. So this was just a theory. Let's cover in the practical part. Let me open Microsoft Excel. Excel is an application software which I hope you already have installed in your computer. So let's open it. Right now I am using the latest version, which is Microsoft 365, that is on the subscription model, right? So let me open a Excel sheet which contains some data. So here, this is a complete workbook which contains two sheets. The first sheet contains the sales data and the second one is the customer info data, right? So you can create multiple sheets where you can store your data for different entities. Okay, so right now, first let's understand how to use the functions. In our first class, I already explained some of the basic functions like how to add the numbers, how to get the average or mean from a range or from the different numbers. Okay, so let me write some functions which we will apply in today's practical. Like we will find the sum, we will get the average, we can find the maximum, we can find the minimum, we can count the numbers or the rows or the records, as well as let's use if function, which is very much important for our data. Okay, so these are some of the basic functions, right? So let me do some formatting. Okay. Okay, so right now in our sheet, we have the sales data, right? So the first thing, whenever you encounter a data set or any data file, you have to understand what this data is all about, right? We have different columns, like the first column is the numbers, like the serial numbers are there, but they are not in the format. So this is the data which we have provided, right? We have to do some data analysis using different functions. And the second column contains the dates. The third column contains the months. And the fourth column contains the sales representative, right? And the fifth column contains the region, then customer ID, then model, color, item code, numbers, and the prices. So this is the sales data. Each row contains a different order, right? So this data is about office chair sales. So in each row, there is a order for the sales of the chairs. Okay, so just like in the first row, we have we have a record in which the customer ID 166 has ordered how many number of chairs? 45 chairs, right? And the unit price, like the first, like the product price is $235, right? Here the currency is in the dollars. So we have the total number of chairs are sold, they are 45. So how we can, if we want to sum, like how many total chairs has been sold, right? So how many chairs? So we can add these numbers to get the total number of chairs, right? So let me total these numbers here. Like here, if I want to use the sum function for to find out how many chairs has been sold from our data. So here I will use the sum function to find or to get the total number of sales of the chairs. So let me do some formatting first. Okay. So let me make it a big one. Okay, so here I will find the sum of total chairs. So how I will get the total sum? I will use the sum function, right? Sum function is is used to add the different numbers, right? Which you will apply in this function. So this, as you all know that every function, every formula or every calculation will start with equal sign in the Excel. So first we will apply equal sign and then we will write the name of the function. Like here I'm using the sum function. So I will write the sum, right? And then I will start the bracket, and here the first parameter I will give the total number, like which numbers I want to add. So I want to add all these numbers. So I will give here the range of the numbers. So here the shortcut, if you want to apply to select the complete range, you just click Control Shift and down arrow. If you will apply, it will select the complete range, right? Here you can see your formula as well. So here I have selected the range. Now I will close the bracket and enter. When I will enter, it will add the total number of range which I have given. Just like we have 2033 chairs are sold. So total number of chairs which are sold are 2033, right? And this data uh, we have got from the function sum, right? So did you understand how we have used the sum function? Let me explain it further. So here the formula I have used is equal to sum function, right? Sum is used to find out to get the total number for the addition purpose, right? So here I have given the range. First I have given the range and then I close the bracket, and this range will be added. This complete range will be added just like here we have done, right? So all the functions will be defined same. Just like here I have used the sum function. If you want to find the average, right? So the definition is same. First I will use is equal sign and then I will name the function. Like I'm going to find the average, so I will write the average function. There is also a shortcut. If you don't want to write a complete function name, just write the short name. When it is highlighted, just use the tab button in your keyboard. When you will select, it will automatically write you the complete name of the function with the starting of the bracket, right? Then just you have to select the range. Like if I want to get the average of the total number of chairs sold, like what was the average number? So first I will select the first cell column, first cell address, then I will uh, select Control Shift and down arrow to select the complete range, just like I did before, and then close the bracket and enter. Then you will find the average from this data. So the average is 25.41. Are you getting? Please write in the chat if there is any problem. If it is clear, please write yes in the chat. So here, if I can show you how I have used the average function, I have used is equal sign, and then I write the name of the function like average, and in the brackets I have given the range of the numbers which I want to get the average. Hope it is clear. Okay, good. Good. So let's find out some other functions. Like here, I have got the average of chairs solved. Right. Now, if I want to find which order contains the maximum number of chairs sold, which is the highest order value, if I want to find from my data, means which customer got the highest number of chairs. So I can use the same maximum function. Maximum will get the maximum number from the range which you will apply. Like here, if I want to apply the maximum function on the number of chairs sold, I will use the same just like I used average and sum. First, I will write the equal sign and then I will write the maximum function. So here I will use max maximum, and then I will start the bracket just like before. First, I will select the first cell address, Control Shift and down arrow, and then close the bracket and enter. When you will enter, it will show you which has the highest chair sold. So we have the highest chairs sold in an order is 50, right? So the highest chairs sold in an order are 50. Now, what if I want to find the minimum order? Like maybe the minimum will be 1, 2, or 3. So if I want to find the minimum order value, I will use is equal to, then I will write the function name, that is minimum. So I will use min, and then I will start the bracket. Or if you will simply click tab, it will automatically use that function and it will start the bracket. Then just you have to use the range. You can also manually select these ranges, or if you want to use the shortcut, then you will use click control shift and down arrow, right? And close the bracket and enter. Now it will give you the minimum order value, that is 8, right? So the 8 chairs are sold in an order which is the minimum order. Now here, let's count how many records are there. If I want to count how many these records are there, then I will use count function is equal to, I will write the count function and the same, I will give the range, right? Here I will use the count function and I will give the same range. So simple it is, right? Close the bracket and enter. Now it will show me that there are total 80 records, right? Let's verify these values. When you will select your complete data, control shift, you will select, first you have to select any cell from your data. In order to select the complete data, you have to use control A. It will select the complete data, right? So here at the quick bar, this is the quick bar where you can find the values. So here if you will see, it is giving me the average of this complete data and it is counting 891. It means it is counting the records, means it is counting rows and columns as well. What if I just want to count a single range? Just select the range, means single column, right? Or here if you want to just select the column, and here you will find the count 81. So it is also counting the column name, right? Because we have selected, it will count. So here you can find count 81. What if you want to see the maximum and minimum from the data as well in this bar? So here, if I want to count the same, these numbers of chairs, like here, we have counted the total number of records are 80. So here you can see it is written 81 because it is also counting this column name as well. Let me select without column. If I will select the without column, then you can find the total number of records are 80. Can you see here? And also the average is 25.41. Minimum is 8 and maximum is 50. So total is 2033. So all these values are correct using the function, as well as it is also showing here in the quick bar. Did you understand this thing? Till now, these were the basic functions which contains only one parameter, that is range. But now here comes the if function, which is a little bit, what you can say, logical. How? Let's suppose I have some numbers 15, 30, 30, 40, 60, 100 and 150, right? Let's suppose this is a range. I'm just giving you a simple example first, then we will apply on our data as well. So these are some of the numbers we have, and if function is used to give a condition, like here, if I want to find from these range which numbers are more than 20 or more than 30, let's make a condition. If the number is more than, let's suppose 50. If the number is more than 50, then write more than 50. Otherwise, write less than 50. Right? So this is the scenario which we have created. So here I will use if condition is equal to if, start the bracket, and then it is asking me to give a logical test. So here our logical test is, I want to find this number if this number is greater than, right? If this number is greater than 50, this is the first condition. And then you have to write if the condition is true, right? If the condition is true, then what you have to write, it is greater than 50. Like I'm writing greater than 50. Otherwise, if the condition is false, then what you have to write? Then write it is less than 50 and close the bracket and enter. Can you see? It is showing me less than 50 because 15 is less than 50. What if I want to apply this function to all these numbers? Let's click on this dot button. It will apply this function to all your values. Double click on that. Can you see? It is automatically applying the same function to all your records. So here it is also showing less than 50 because 30 is also less than 50. 40 is also less than 50. But 60 is greater than 50. Can you see? Now the condition is true. And 100 is also greater than 50. 150 is also greater than 50. What if I want to write instead of 40, here I am writing 500. So you know that 500 is more than 50. When I will enter, can you see? The value has been changed. Now the condition becomes true. That's why it is writing here, it is greater than 50. Is it clear? Or should I repeat this one? Yes, please write in the chat. This is very important function, if condition. Please write in the chat. Is it clear to all of you?
Yeah, so it's very clear.
Okay. Should I repeat once again? Okay. First, let me explain here. So here, let's suppose we have a list of numbers. Right? We have a list of numbers like 20, 15, 60, 35, 80, 100, and we have 130. So here our requirement is to check our data, if these numbers check every number, right? We have to check every number. If any number is greater than, let me write the condition, number is greater than, let's suppose I'm giving here the condition 30, right? If our condition is, if the number is greater than 30, then what you have to write? Whatever according to your requirement. If the number is greater than 30, then write here greater, just greater. But if the number is less than 30, then write less, right? If the number is less than 30. So this is the condition. So how I will achieve this? I will use the if function. So here, if function will take some parameters. First, it will check the condition. So I will write here the condition. First, I have to write the condition. Then I will check. Then automatically this Excel if function will check the condition by itself, that whether the condition is true, means the condition where I am giving here, let's suppose I am giving that if the number is greater than 30, then write greater. So here in the text, this is the text value, so I will write in quotation marks. So here I am writing greater according to our requirement, right? If the condition is not true, means the condition is not true, means it is not greater than 30, then write false or less, whatever you can write according to your requirement. So this was the thing I have applied, same I think applied here, right? Now let's suppose from our data, I want to check if our number of chairs is greater than 50. Let's suppose this is our data and our requirement is I want to check if the number of chairs are sold more than 50. Then I want to give that order a discount. Let's suppose if the order has purchased, if any customer has purchased more than 50 chairs, then I want to give him the discount. For discount, I will write yes. Otherwise, I will write no. So this is the condition, right? So how I will achieve this condition? Let's suppose here in the first record, I will use this function, right? Let me use the if function here is equal to, I will write if start bracket, then I will give the condition. What I am going to check? If the number of chairs, so I will select the cell where the number of chairs are there. If the number of chairs are greater than 50, because our condition is I want to give the discount where the number of chairs are greater than 50. Then I want to give him the discount. So I will write yes, right? Sorry, let me write here. So here, this is the same thing. If you will write function here or here, this is the same. So if I want to write, if the number of chairs are greater than 50, then write yes. Otherwise, if it has not purchased more than 50, then I don't want to give him discount. So I will write no, right? Close the bracket and enter. So here it is showing me no, because it is checking these number of chairs. So it is 45, but our condition was greater than 50. So let me drag this. You can also drag by this as well. It will automatically apply the same function to all your values, or double click here. If you will double click on this flash button, it will automatically apply to all your records. Can you see here? Everyone here it is showing me no. Why? Because these are less than number which is 50. Can you see? Let me make it 30 because 50 is very less. So here I am going to write, I am changing this condition. If the number of chairs is greater than 30, then I want to give the discount. Enter. Now it is showing me yes. Let's drag once again. Can you see? Now some records is showing yes, and you will find that will be the more than 30. Can you see? Because in our condition we have written if the chairs are more than 30, then write yes, otherwise write no. So here you can find it is saying yes. It means this number of chair is more than 30. Here you can find no because 15 is less than 30. Here it is 42 is yes, 26 is no. You can also verify. What if you have thousands of records? Then you by manually you will not write yes and no. You will just apply this if function. Did you understand this thing? Is it clear to all of you, the if function?
Yeah, it is very clear.
Okay, good. Now let's move towards some other functions. Let me see. Okay, so these are some of the other functions. Let's use some other functions as well. So we have seen the count function already, but now let me use some other functions. Let me create some columns here so that I can apply some functions. Okay, now let's find out. Let's use some functions like concat. Concat is a text function which you will use to combine different values. Like if I want to combine this customer ID with this model, right? if I want to find this customer ID 166 and flash in a single column, in a single cell, if I want to combine, then I will use this concat function is equal to, I will write concat, right? And then which text I want to combine. First, I am going to select this customer ID, comma, then I want to combine this model flash. Close the bracket and enter. Can you see? It has combined 166 flash in a single cell. You can also give space in between as well. How you will give space? Let me write the function again. So in between, I will give the space. In between, I will give the space using double quotation and space button. Enter. Now it is giving me the space, right? When you will double click, it will apply to all your columns dynamically. So this is cell referencing. Automatically, it is getting the data. I have written the function in the first row using this concat function. F5 is the customer ID column and G5 is the model address, right? So here, when I double click on it, it is automatically changing the cell references. Here you can find F6, G6. When I will click here, it will say F7, G7, F8, G8, right? So every time the cell address is being changed dynamically. So we can apply different functions and we can apply the same function to all our records. Did you understand this thing? So this was the concat function, or used to combine the values. I am just writing the combine. What if I want to create, let me see other functions as well. So what if I want to make the lower and upper case? Like here, the customer IDs are there, like sales representatives are there, right? If I want to make these names in a uppercase, means I want to capitalize all these names. So I can use the upper function, right? Let me write here upper. So how to use the function is equal to, I will use this upper function. Upper is provided by the Excel, right? You have to just select which text you want to capitalize. Close the bracket and enter. Can you see the Stacy Peters, the sales representative name becomes the capitalized. When I will drag this, it will apply to all the columns, right? Can you see how dynamic it is? Is it clear to all of you? So there are different functions for a specific task. Like concat was used to combine, sum was used to add the numbers, average function was used to get the average, upper is used to capitalize the words or text. Is it clear? Please write in the chat. We have count if function as well. We have sum if function as well. But first you have to practice the if function. If the if function will understand, then you can use. Like I want to see how many yes records are there, right? If I want to count how many persons whom I have to give the discount, so I can use the if count function, right? Sorry, count if function. I will write is equal to, I will use this count if function, right? Let's use this count if function. First, I will give the range. From this range, I want to count how many yes records are there, right? So here, first I will give the range and then I will write the criteria. So my criteria is to count the yes. So here I will write yes and close the bracket and enter. Can you see 27 records are there which has the yes value, right? And how many records are there which has the no value? We can use using the same countif function. So here I will use the COUNTIF. I will give the range. Okay. So here I have to give the range. I will select the first column, Control Shift and down to select the complete range. And then I have to write the criteria. So my criteria is to write the no, right? So here I will write the no. Let me write it here. And enter. Can you see 53 records are there where the value is no? So if you will count 53 plus 27, I think it will become 80, the total records. So out of 80 total records, I will give the discount to 27 records because their purchase is more than 30. So these insights you can get from using the different functions. Is it clear to all of you how these functions are very much helpful? Is it clear how I have used different functions to get the insights?
Okay, so please may you repeat again the last one, the COUNTIF.
COUNTIF, okay, let me repeat. So here I have used the COUNTIF function to find out how many records have the yes value and how many records have the no value. So let me explain it here because here you will understand more clear. So I have used COUNTIF function, right? And COUNTIF function contains two parameters. First, it will need the range. From the range, which criteria you want to find. And then you have to find the criteria. So here, the criteria I will give means which thing I want to count. The values yes and the values no, right? So here I will give the criteria, and according to the criteria, it will count all your records. Understand? So in our case, I have given count function. Here I have given the range, right? So the range was from here. So the range was from 05 to 084, right? When you will select, it will also highlight your range. So the range was from 05 to 084. It is highlighting. Can you see? So this was the complete range. And then I give the criteria. So my criteria was you have to count where the yes value is there. Are you getting? And here I have given the criteria no. So the total values I got 53 as a no and 27 records as a yes. Is it clear to all of you?
Yes, clear now.
Okay, good. Now let's talk about some other functions. So these functions you have to try by yourself as well. So same is the case with the SUMIF function, like it will count, it will add the numbers, right, on the criteria, on the condition. So you will try by yourself. Let's talk about some other function. If function I have already told you, and if error function we will understand when we will be doing the advanced function, because it is also a logical one. In this if error function, first I will give the range and then I will give the value if any error occurs, right? If any error occurs, then what you have to do, it will handle by the if error function. We will use this if error function using VLOOKUP and XLOOKUP, right? So when we will be using these advanced functions, VLOOKUP, XLOOKUP, index and match, then we will also see if error. Then you will understand it better. Got it? Now let's talk about the next topic, that is cell referencing. So cell referencing means to give the reference. Like here we have used different referenced. This was a relative reference. Like every time a new reference was using, when I was applying a function, a new address was created. Let me make it more clear. Okay. So here, let me create a new column. Okay. Okay. So first, let's understand what is a cell referencing. So cell referencing is used to find the reference of a cell. How? How you will find the reference? By default, this Excel gives you the relative reference. So there are two types of cell references. First, let me create a new. Okay. So here, let me find cell referencing. So every time, as you know that Excel is a dynamic worksheet, right? Where you will use dynamically data. So here, if you want to find the data using the dynamic, if I want to define why this cell reference is used and what is a cell reference. So first let's see its theory. Cell reference in Excel, it refers to how a cell is identified. Like here, there are different cells, right? Here there are different cells, and how a cell is identified by the reference within formula and function. Mostly the cell referencing will be used. This concept is used within formula and function. The reference points to a particular cell or range of a cell. Like here we have used the different ranges in our functions, right? What if I want to use only a single cell to count or to add or to get the average from only a single cell? Then I will use that cell as a absolute, right? So there are two types of cell references. First, let me write. One is the relative, which by default this Excel is using, and another is the absolute, which is just like a static one. So if we talk about relative reference is the default reference type in Excel. It changes when the formula is copied or moved to different cell. Just like here, if I am using any formula, like I'm using the lowercase, means I want to make all these names in a lowercase, right? All these representative names, if I want to find all these representative names in a lowercase, then I will use this lower function, right? And I'm using this first row, close the bracket and enter. So it has created this name in the lowercase. When I'm dragging this, can you see I'm dragging this? It is automatically applying to other cells. So here you can find that address is changed. D6, D7, D8, right? When I will double click, it will apply to all the cells. Here D9, D10. Every time the reference is changing, this is the cell reference as a relative. This is the relative cell reference, right? So its behavior is it is changing by default. And by default, this Excel is using the cell reference, relative reference. Means every time the reference is changing. And absolute is to make a cell as a static one. Got it? How? Let's use this. Like in discount, if I want to give a discount of 10%, let's suppose I want to give 10% discount to all the sales orders, right? Or those orders which contains the yes, right? So here, to make it simple, I just want to apply the discount to all the records. So here I will make this value as a what? As a relative reference. How? The value is, the address is O2, right? So I will make this absolute, right? So that it cannot be changed dynamically. How? Let's suppose here is equal to, first let me find the total number of orders, then I can give the discount, right? Let's find out the total number of total order value. When I will multiply this 45 into 235, because 235 is the unit price for a single product, right? When a customer purchasing 45 items, it means we have to multiply this 45 to 235, right? So here what I will do is equal to this 45 multiply with unit price and enter. Can you see it becomes 10,575. So this is the value, which is the total order value, means total bill. So this is the total bill in which I am multiplying the quantity and the unit price. Are you getting? Similarly, if I will apply this, it will apply to all the sales. So this is the relative reference because it is changing dynamically. Right? Here I am using the relative reference because the formula or function is applying dynamically to all the sale addresses. What if I want to give the discount of 10% to the total bill? Right? So here if I want to give the 10%, or if I want to let's make it simple. I want to minus $100. I want to give $100 to all these total bill value. Right? So here I want to minus this 100 from the total bill. If I will use this, like here I'm using is equal to this value and I'm minus this value, right? When I will enter, it is subtracting 100 from this value. When I will apply to all these values, what it will be done? It will give some errors. Here it is giving error and here it is giving me the same value. Why? Anyone? Here it is giving 0. Why? Because this function is not getting only the one cell. Right now where I am here, can you see it is subtracting O3, but our value is in the O2 and here it is subtracting O4 and in the O4 the total bill text is written. So that's why it is giving value error. This is the error. Why it is giving error? Because this is getting the cell reference O4, but 100 is not in the O4. 100 is in the O2. Got it? Here it is working fine because we have given the address O2, which is 100. But in all other cell values, we are giving the reference of other cells which are below this 100. Like the next one will get the address from this, the next one will get this from this, and so on. But I want to make this absolute so that each cell will minus 100 from this cell only. So what I will do, I will make this cell as an absolute. To make this absolute, I will use $sign before the column name and before the row. When I will use this $sign and enter, now it will become an absolute. When I will apply this to all the functions, it will give me the correct values. Can you see? Now it is giving me the correct values. So 8,225, when you will minus 100, it will give you 8,125. And every value is subtracting 100. But it should be, why it is not moving? Every time the reference is not moving, right? Here O2 becomes the fixed. In every value you will be minus with O2. Can you see? All other references are changing. Here O24 is changing, but O2 is fixed because we have fixed this value using the absolute reference. Is it clear? I think this is a little bit, I understand this is a little bit concept which is difficult for the beginners, but when you will practice, it will help you a lot. If you have understood this concept, please write in the chat. Yes, please write in the chat if this thing is clear to all of you.
I request that you can go through again once more because it's a bit technical.
Yes, this is a little bit technical. Okay, let me explain once again. Okay, so what I was doing, let me show you. Okay, so here, let me define one by one. So when I was using different functions like sum, or I was getting average, every time when I was using any range here, right? Whenever I was giving any range, in the next cell, the range was changing, right? Like here, see here, this was the if function, right? When I used the if function in the first row, where it was getting the values, but when I applied here, can you see it is using J6. When I applied here, it becomes J7, J8, J9, or make it more simple. Let's do one more time. See this lower function. For the first row, I used D5. This is the cell address, right? I have used D5. When I applied to the next record, it becomes D6, D7, D8, D9. Means every time the cell address is changing. Do you agree this? Please write in the yes chat. Yes, if you understand that every time this address is changing. So this is the relative reference. Relative means which is not fixed, which is changed. How about if you write $100 in absolute cell? Like how? I have made this cell as an absolute. The address of this cell is O2, right? And I have made this O2 fixed to for all the records. Can you see? All other records are changing. Here O7 is changing to O8, O9, right? But O2 is not changing. Why? Because O2 is fixed. It is an absolute. This is a fixed. Now I hope it is clear to all of you. And how to make a cell absolute? You have to give the dollar sign before the column and the row. These things will be clear to you later on when you will practice a lot. And I hope in the till the next lecture you will practice all these things which we have applied today. Right? If still you will get any confusion, then you can ask in the next lecture as well. After practice. Okay. Okay, now this was the cell referencing. This is a simple concept, but you have to practice. Now let's talk about the sorting data in Excel and filtering data. These are the important concept, but they are very much easy. So first, let's understand what is the sorting. What is sorting of the data, right? Sorting of the data means to find the order of the data, or ordering, or arranging of the data. Simply we can define, like we have some numbers. 3, 10, 5, 20, 15, and 30. Right? These are the data points which are available in our data. Now, the sorting of the data means to get the arranging, to get the order. So there are two types of orders. One is ascending and the other is descending. Right? Ascending of the data means from smallest to largest. 1, 2, 3, and so on. And descending means from highest to smallest. This is the opposite of ascending, right? Like 10 and 20, sorry, 10, 8, 5, 4 means from highest to smallest, right? So here if we find the ascending order, it will become 3, 5, 10, 15, and then 30, right? We have also 20. So we have to write 20, then 30. So this is the ascending order. What about the descending order? It is the opposite of ascending, like 30 comes first, then 20, then 15, then 10, then 5, and then 3. So this is the ascending, and descending means ordering of the data. This is sorting, right? What if the values in the text, like we have the names column, right? If I want to sort this column, or if I want to sort this column where the data is in the text format. When the data is in the text format, then we will sort the data alphabetically. From A to Z, it is ascending. And from Z to A, it is descending. Hope it is clear. It is a simple concept, right? Yes, please. Is it clear? Like we have the data. Let's suppose we have colors, color names, blue,
Yeah,
green,
it is very clear. It is so clear.
yellow, orange. Now how to do the descending of this? Please write in the chat. How to make the descending of these numbers? Blue, green, yellow, and orange. Let me see how many of you are giving the correct answer. What is the descending order of these values? Blue, green, yellow, and orange. So first we will see the yellow, because Y comes at the last. Then we have orange. Then we have green. And then we have blue, right? Because Y comes at the last, then O, then G, and then B. Because I want to find the descending order, not ascending order. If ascending, then first blue, green, orange, and yellow. Got it? So how we can sort our data in our data? Yes. The descending order is yellow, orange, green, and blue. Good. Okay, good. Now let's sort our data using this. So what if I want to sort our data? Let's select our complete data, right? So this is our data, let's suppose. So how I will sort my data? First, I will select my complete data. Then I will go to the data tab. In the menu, you will see the data tab, right? Here in this data tab, you will find this sort button. Just click that sort button. It will show you a dialog box. Now, by which column you want to sort your data? Let's suppose I want to sort my data using the number of chairs sold. So I will select the number of chairs, means the column by which I want to use the sorting. So here I will select the number of chairs, right? And then using the cell values, I want to see from largest to smallest or smallest to largest. It depends. If I want to find from largest to smallest, click OK. Can you see whole data has been sorted? So the 50, the orders which contain the 50 number of chairs are at the first, and then 45, then 42, then 40, right? So it is from the highest to smallest. Are you getting? This whole record will be sorted, not only the one column, right? Because we are concerned with the complete record. Now let's select again, and again I am going to sort my data using another column. Let's suppose I want to sort my data using the, let's suppose sales representative. Sales representative, it is a text value, right? So let's select the sales representative, where it is. Okay, this one. And here I will select from Z to A or A to Z. By default, when you will select any text value, it will show you A to Z or Z to A. When you will select any number value, it will show you from smallest to largest or largest to smallest. Here I want to see my data using ascending order, means A to Z. When I will click OK, can you see the names with the A comes first, and then D, and then E, F, G, H, right? So it is showing me using the alphabetical order. Is it clear to all of you? So this is using the dialog box. What if we want to use a function? There is also another way to sort our data. Let me see another sheet as well. Okay, so here we have another sheet which contains customer ID, company name, and sales representative or representative names, right? Now here, if I want to sort my data, we have seen how to sort our data using the dialog box. But what we have also functions for the sorting as well. Like I want to sort my data using the function. So what I will use is equal to sort function. We have two functions for sorting, sort and sort by. First, let's use sort function. First, I will select the complete data without the column name selecting, right? Comma, and then I will give the index number. So this is the 1 column, this is 2, and this is the 3 column. So through which column I want to sort? I want to sort my data using the company name, right? So I will write here 2, because 1 is for customer ID, 2 is for. Then I will give the order. Which order? In ascending or descending? Let's use descending, right? For descending, you can write -1, right? Or you can also write 0. Sorry, 1 for ascending and 0 for descending, I think. Let me select. Yes, -1 for descending and +1 for ascending. Close the bracket and enter. Can you see? Here we have applied the function. It is giving the values according to the sorted order. So I have used the descending order for using this company name. So company name which comes from Z to A, right? So V is coming first, and then T, then S, then P, then M, C, be and in the last, because I have used descending order. What if I want to write ascending? So I have to change from -1 to +1. And when I will enter, it will give me what? In the ascending order. Now can you see it is in the ascending order? Affinity comes first, then Benkia, then Cruise, then Mark Plus, Melego. Is it clear how we have sorted our data using the sort function and using the dialog box? If this thing is clear, let's move towards the filtering of the data. First, let me confirm, is it clear to all of you how to sort your data? How to sort colors? We can use sort colors using alphabetical order, just like I have used here. You have to select complete table, and then you have to give the which column. Then if the color column is 3 or 4, you have to give the 3 or 4. Then you have to give the ascending or descending. Got it? There is also another function, sort by. Let's use that as well. I am just giving you the demo for function, but if you don't understand the function, then you can use the dialog box as well, right? Both are the same thing. It depends on you. So let me use this sort by function. When I will use the sort by, first I have to select the array, means complete table, comma, then through which column I have to select. Like I want to select, let me give by array, and then like I want to select the company name, right? And comma, and then through which order I will select. I want to select in the descending order, let's suppose -1, close the bracket and enter. Can you see? It has sorted using the company name, because I have used the complete range of the company name. Here we were using only the index number, like which column number is there. But here in the sort by, I am using the complete range of the column. Just this is the difference only in sort and sort by. Yes, please. Is it clear? It needs practice. The concept is simple, but it needs practice to understand. Right? So, okay. First, you have to practice. If you still feel any confusion, you can ask in the next class as well. Right? Should I remove this sorting so that I can move towards the next topic? That is filtering of the data. How we can filter our data. Let's suppose this is our complete data. Filter is also simple. Filter means to get the only relevant data, right? To remove the unrelevant data and to get only the relevant data. How? Means the data which you want to use for your data analysis. That data you need, otherwise you don't need the other data. Right? So you will use the filtering to get the filtered data. Okay. If I can define filtering data, means it allow you to display only the records that meet the specific criteria, while temporarily hiding the rest of the data. This filtering is also useful when you have large data set and you need to focus on only certain columns, certain records, right? So there are different types of filters. We have dialog filter as well, and we have also functions as well. So first, let me use the dialog. Select the data. First, you have to select your data. Then same process. Go to the data tab And here you will find the filter option. When you will select the filter, it will give a toggle button to each the column, right? So if you want to filter your data according to the sales representative, like you only need some sales representative. I only want to work with Amy Brown, Emily, and this Sarah. Click OK. It will show you the data only for these sales representatives and hide the other sales representative data, right? So this is for the filtration. Right now, let me use all. Like here, if I want to see the records where the values, number of chairs are sold from 30 to 50. So I can sort by the number filter as well. Select the number filter and I will use this between, and here I will use is greater than or equal to 50 and is less than 30. So it will show me all the records where the number of chairs are sold from 30 to 50. When I click OK, it is hiding where. Okay, let me use once again. Okay, so filter button is already there. I have to use this. Let's suppose I want to use from smallest to highest. This is the sorting and here is the filtering. Let's suppose I want to use the greater than. So here I want to see all the records which are greater than 35. Click OK. Now it is showing me right. So I want to see all those records which are greater than 35 number of chairs sold, right? So you can unfilter as well. Like when you will remove filtration, it will show you the original data, right? You can also filter your data, means you want to use or you want to see only the data by the color, means you want the records which contains only the brown color, and click OK. It will show you all your records where the brown color will be there. Can you see? So this is the filtration you can apply on the numbers, on the text values as well. There is also a function for the filtration as well. So this is the using the dialog box. Now let's using the function. So let's use the function here. Let me use here as well. Let me create a new column where I will apply the function. Or let me use here. So here I want to see, in this portion, I want to see all the records where the color is, let's suppose red, right? So I will use the filter function is equal to filter. And here first I will give the array. So this is my complete data, right? So I will select my complete data from the first record till the last record. I will select this complete array, comma, then I will show the criteria. Like here, I want to filter the data, which is equal to red, right? I will write here red, and when I will close the bracket and enter, here it will show me all the records where the color is red. Right now it is giving me error because here I have to show. Okay, first I have to select the complete record, means complete range, and then I will show the filter. So here I have to give the condition. Let me write once again. Is equal to, I will use the filter function. First, I will give the complete data where I'm going to apply the filtration, right? So let me select the complete data. You can also use the shortcut. Control Shift right arrow, it will select complete row. Control Shift down, it will select the complete record. Now the second parameter is you have to give the condition. So I will use the condition on the color. So I have to select the complete color, right? Shift down, it will select red, right? So in this, I will write the range should be red color. Close the bracket, and when I will enter, here you will find all the records where the color will be red. Can you see? Because I have applied the function here. So it is showing me all those records where the color is red. Are you getting? Did you understand this thing? I know this function becomes difficult for you, but you can also use the dialog button, just like we have done before. Got it? Any questions till now? I think it's enough for you. In the next lecture, we will go towards the advanced functions. These are the simple functions, right? Yes, you can ask any question. Passcode. Yes, please. Any questions till now? Or everything is clear? Why I'm not getting responses from you people? Write in the chat. Last portion. Okay. So here I have used the condition. The condition was I have used this function. Let me make it in the here. Let me make a new file. Okay. So for filter, I have used this function. So this first, I have selected the complete data. Here I have selected the complete data. Then I give the condition on the color red. So I have selected the complete column of the color, right? I have selected the complete column of the color, this one, which is in the orange color. Can you see this complete column of the red color? And I gave the condition that color should be red. Got it? That's why it is showing me here all the red color records. Can you see here? The colors are the red. I hope it's clear now. Okay, good. So do practice, and if you feel any confusion, you can ask in the next lecture. Got it? I think it's enough for today. Otherwise, we have time. We can also please write in the chat. I cannot. I'm not getting your voice. Your voice is not clear. Okay, so thank you everyone. If you have any questions, you can ask. Otherwise, let's end our class for today and see you in the next lecture. If you have any questions, please write in the chat. Okay, thank you everyone. See you in the next lecture. Yes, all study material will be shared.